The National Insurance Scheme is the first such agency not only in Guyana, but in the Caribbean. A brainchild of the country's first executive president, LFS Burnham, it has, since its September 1969 launch, become the main source of income for most pensioners. In this InfoHub Extended, we take a look at the institution's latest fortunes and examine some of the changes needed as it continues to provide yeoman service to Guyanese into the foreseeable future.
Delivering the NIS's General Manager's report at its 49th General Assembly, Hollygrave said the scheme expanded operations to demonstrate commitment to services. She reviewed the scheme's financial performance from January to August 2018.
The National Insurance Scheme collected $14.4 billion or 62% of the $23.1 billion budgeted target for 2018. A further $8.3 billion is projected to be collected between September to December 2018. As a result, the projected revenue is targeted at $22.7 billion. Consistent with this, the scheme expended over the period January to August 2018 $15.5 billion or 66% of the $23.5 budgetary allocation.
The NIS expects to realize revenues of $22.7 billion versus expenditures totaling $23.6 billion. The General Manager revealed that based on projections, a deficit of $854.9 million is expected. The benefits payments of $14 billion or 92% of the $15.5 billion was spent between January to August. By August month end, 82,934 claims were processed. 68,399 or 90% were paid. The NIS also processed claims under the CARICOM Agreement on Social Security.
As of August 2018, the scheme received 235 applications from 14 countries. 76 persons are currently receiving partial pensions to the value of $22,296,708 annually. And 89 persons receive grants to the value of $3,018,697. In addition, 38 new applicants are presently being processed. As of August 2018, the National Insurance Scheme has made a total of $82,693,803 in old age pension payments to the CARICOM Agreement.
The General Manager noted that as claims increase, the NIS faces demographic, financial and economic challenges. It has launched compliance campaigns to ensure collections and undertaking various viability surveys in regions 1, 5, 6, 7 and 9. Gas and oil companies are also being targeted.
As of August 2018, the scheme has received a total of $24,732,593 for 155 employees that are registered. We are currently in the process of registering other companies. The other income earned for the scheme is through its investment portfolio. The realization of returns on investment is a critical component of the NIS funding. The scheme continues to be faced with low interest rates, no interest from some of the non-performing loans. Nevertheless, investment income will be boosted from a government-guaranteed investment in NIS, earning interest of 4.5% over the next 5 years. In addition to this, we have so far received $774 million in interest and capital from government venture, which was set up to repay the CLICO investment.
A debt management unit was implemented in January of 2018 to recover debts and monitor the debt recovery process. A live web chat with customer service staff, a pension calculator, and online checking of contributions are now realities. There is also increased collaboration with the Ghana Forestry Commission, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission. The impending findings of the NIS's actuarial reviews will assist in guiding the agency's future decisions.
Given several controversial and highly publicized investments, such as those in the Berbice River Bridge and CLICO, the NIS management and stakeholders were urged to think carefully before making any investments by Minister Jordan.
The National Insurance Scheme must be vigilant against those who seek to use its financial base as a means to enrich themselves at the expense of the agency's financial stability. This warning was sounded by the Finance Minister, Winston Jordan, at the agency's 49th Anniversary General Assembly on September 28.
The big base that the NIS got has attracted the attention of many vultures who are after it. They got all kinds of schemes. And don't forget, NIS fell prey in the past to one of them, which is the CLICO scheme. I dare you to fall prey to these schemes going forward.
Similar lapses in judgment will not be condoned by the government, he added.
Everybody got off in the CLICO scheme. Nobody go to jail. This time, somebody will go to jail. Because we can't continue to burden our taxpayers with these reckless decisions and these reckless investments. So think carefully before you proceed to invest.
The minister explained that the NIS's current allocation asset guideline and investment portfolio, comprising mainly government treasury bills and commercial bank deposits, will be reviewed. This, he said, is to bring the agency in line with some of the measures taken by regional counterparts. The NIS is the oldest such scheme in the Caribbean.
Everybody else followed after, but they have progressed. I'm saying we have retrogressed, but we have not made available or made ourselves available of a number of the new products that have been explored by and implemented by our sister Caribbean institutions.
He cited the Trinidadian National Insurance Scheme, which invested in that country's housing market and realized significant returns.
A number of schemes were used to build houses in areas like South Rhineville, where I live, Tocqueville, Festival City, Tugbo Housing Scheme, Roxham Bornham. A number of these housing schemes were built with different funds, whether it be co-op funds, whether it be credit union funds, other different things. And in context of safe investments, the NIS may wish to determine whether it's an area that they could set aside a part of the allocation with a view to seeing investment.
The expanding oil and gas industry also has potential, Minister Jordan added.
But for that, you need a very high-powered asset and portfolio manager who understands risk, who has been in the business a long time, and who, I'm not saying can guarantee a return, but who you can sleep. You may go to bed and sleep well at night.
According to the minister, the laws governing the NIS's operations need to be updated. He cited one which states that pensioners cannot claim reimbursements for ailments developed after age 60 unless they had prior claims for the said affliction. This revised practice also has actuarial implications, but these must be understood and addressed, he noted.
But I do not believe that we can continue with a scheme that fails to pay medical benefits regardless of whether you had the condition before or the condition after. Because you're asking people to be dishonest with the scheme and to go to the medical practitioner and fake different things so that it could come on their records with you so that they could collect. This is not good, and I'm saying the actuaries are here. Maybe it's too late for them, but we need to move now.
The NIS's inspectors must become more visible and execute their duties as expected, the minister further stated.
I would like to see many more of them, not looking like policemen, but many more of them you could point out and say, look, the NIS inspector coming. You're too invisible at the moment, and I've learned, many of you, when you go out on work assignment, you end up doing private business. I've also learned that some of you are in bed or are in league with some of these businesses. I'm not telling tales out of school. I know in certain instances this to be true.
As a service entity, the National Insurance Scheme's customer relations must be second to none if its operations are to be modernized. This advice was given by Minister Jordan, who has served with the NIS offices long before taking up his portfolio.
The minister's experience came from many of his visits to make his voluntary contributions to the agency every 2 months. This occurred prior to his becoming a minister.
Remember, you may be behind a desk today, but 10 minutes afterwards, when you have to go and pay your bill at GPL, you are in front of a desk. And then you begin to grumble. You begin to suck your teeth, all kinds of story, not recognizing that in that powerful position that you are in, behind that desk in NIS, you behave the same way or worse.
The behavior towards the elderly, he stressed, left a lot to be desired. Basic courtesy and manners will make all the difference, he explained.
There's nothing wrong with a good morning. How may I help you? Good morning, ma'am. How may I help you? Ma'am, are you comfortable? What would these things take from you? Instead of this rush. Oh, I ain't got time for that now. Ma'am, hold on, go down and sit down. I've seen these things. I've seen it, and it cannot make you proud. So today, as we celebrate and we praise each other and we think and so on, spare a thought for tomorrow when you'll be back at work and have to deal with your clientele. They're the reason why you are behind that desk. Because if they didn't make any contribution, you have no need to be behind that desk. You don't have any reason to go and give them anything now. So spare a thought how we do customer relations and remove ourselves from these robotic, disengaged, disrespectful, and unprofessional approach to our work.
The need for change is at all government agencies and not just the National Insurance Scheme, the minister reminded.
The need for discipline in any organization cannot be overemphasized. For the civil service, the lack of this in many areas has seen several measures being implemented. The key to realizing a better service to the public is discipline, and this, Minister Jordan said, has to come from within.
The comparison with the Asian economic tiger, Singapore, is often made with the Caribbean, especially with regards to economic potential. This, however, is easier said than done, according to Minister Jordan. He recalled the discipline shown by a former clerk in his office who commuted daily from Parika to Georgetown.
And he was there every day before the office assistant to open the building. When you want the job, you are here before the office assistants. And when you want the visa at the American Embassy, you sleep in with the guards to make certain that you do. But when you got to come to work, you got every excuse why you can't get here, not at 8 o'clock, to start work at 8 o'clock.
He reminded of the work ethic displayed by many of those living overseas.
You know, some people say they got 10 years work experience. They got 10 years going to work. A 10 years work experience, because when you put them through the mill, they don't even know the hell for the position that they said they were in. Discipline from top to bottom. I'm not excluding management item. I'm not excluding general manager item. It has to start from the top right down to the cleaner.
Workers, he noted, must also endeavor to give a full day's work for which they are paid.
Because if you work 1 minute after 4:30, the union rules step in. I got to get overtime. I got to get food. So give the public what you are being paid for. If you don't like the salary, please leave. Because when you came for the job, I asked you what you can do for me. And you tell me, and I'm convinced. You ask me, what are you going to do for me? And I said, well, look, the salary is $1,000 times 10 to $1,100. You're entitled to this, you're entitled to this, vacation, this and so on. You agree? Yes, you sign a dotted line. 2 days afterwards, this money they're paying, you can't buy me this.
The issue of salaries and livable wages must be taken into context, the minister noted. Once persons take pride and display professionalism, manners and common sense, standards will improve, he advised in closing.
This has been InfoHub Extended. Goodbye.